There's a saying in marketing that it's better to be different than to be better. The idea being that when you have thousands or tens of thousands of competitors, other authors, other books, that you got to have some way of standing out from the competition. And one of the most effective ways of doing that is something called anti-marketing. So in this quick video, I'm going to give you a crash course in what anti-marketing is and how you can use it to stand out from the competition. And as a bonus, I find this to be one of the most fun ways of marketing and promoting your work. And even if you don't like marketing, I've actually found that this helps some of my clients that I've worked with actually enjoy the marketing process more. And even on top of all that, it will shift your mindset in a way that you'll see opportunities that you never saw before. And I think you'll get a sense of what that means here in a moment. Now, I'm not here to debate whether or not it actually literally is better to be different. Obviously, you want to create an excellent quality product and stand out. However, first impressions, most people aren't going to know whether you have a good book or not. They're going to first look at how is your book positioned in the market and how are you positioning yourself. So I want to give you an example of how this is done in the real world, actually with some non-author examples, some non-book related examples, and then tie it into how this can work for you, whether you're a fiction or a nonfiction author. So this was inspired recently. Chris Gorkowski of The Email Copywriter shared this post. It's great, a great post on where he's reviewing an email and a blog article from Rev. Now, if you don't know, Rev is a transcription service. It's great. I've used it. I've recommended it. That's not the point of this video. What is the point is that if you think about it, transcription service, how boring is that, right? It's just very utilitarian. You got audio, you need to turn it into text. That's what they do. They have a few other services, but that's the gist of it. And so I want you to put yourself into the shoes of let's say you're the marketing director for Rev and you got to write emails for them. How do you promote a service like Rev? It's kind of like if you're on the email list, you already kind of know what they do. And how would you make it entertaining? How would you make it something that people will want to read? Well, here's what they did. I'm going to scroll through it. And basically what they're saying is Rev is not the best gift. Okay. And what they go on to say is, please get them anything but us. We appreciate the love, but Rev isn't for everybody. What they're getting into is this idea that Rev makes a terrible gift for people during the holidays. And which is, it's kind of like, wait a second, that's not what I'm used to hearing. All these companies, so many companies are talking about why you want to buy their product or their service or, buy this book for people this holiday season. But they're going on and they're making a joke about what a terrible gift a transcription service would be. And I'm going to jump over here to the article on their site, now a blog post, the first ever annual Rev guide to gifts you shouldn't get your nieces and nephews. What they're doing is they're talking about, they say the anti-gift guide 2019, don't give the Rev online voice recorder. And the surest way to sour Clancy's Christmas morning, get him a free desktop application. As an 8-year-old, he can't quite appreciate the fact that this is a completely plug-in free way to make MP3s, so on. So I'll link to this where you can check it out. But the idea is they're going through the benefits of it, right? But they're positioning it as like, this is a terrible gift for an 8-year-old. Okay. Now, obviously, no one was probably considering getting their 8-year-old, a transcription service for Christmas, which is part of the joke. But I want you to think about this on a deeper level. The fact that they make a terrible gift for Christmas, they could have used that as an excuse to go, oh, well, there's nothing much we can do. We just have a boring service. There's no way we can be entertaining. We can't really take advantage of the holiday season, right? Instead, they go, the fact that this is a quote unquote weakness, we're going to leverage that and turn it into a strength. Okay, there's a saying, strength overextended is a weakness. But a weakness, if you actually properly leverage a weakness, it can become a strength. So they're using the fact that Rev is a terrible gift and a transcription service is a terrible gift to actually then create content and create something that's funny, which is then getting their services and their new features in front of people and reminding them of the benefits. And for a company like Rev, it's really just more about reminding people, hey, we exist. Hey, here are some new things that maybe you haven't heard about. So the whole thing is don't give Rev folders. Don't give the voice recorder app. Don't do this. Don't do this, right? And then they tie it off with a final little thing unrelated. Don't give a toothbrush. Seriously, he'll never forgive you. Happy holidays to you and yours. So this is a great example of understanding what you're not good at. Who is your book not for? Who is your product or service not for? Okay, and you'll see how to use this in a minute. But I want you to start considering this. And also, again, get this idea that if someone that has a really boring product and service that can't take advantage of the holidays can take advantage of the holidays, they actually utilize that. This is the concept of utilization. And NLP and hypnosis, Milton Erickson was popular for this idea of utilizing it, right? If a plane is flying overhead as he's going through the hypnotic process, the sound of the plane puts you deeper and deeper into a trance. You don't fight against it. You use whatever you have available to your advantage. Here's another example of utilization in anti-marketing. This is an ad for Snowbird Mountain. And they got a 1-star review. I think it was on Yelp. And I heard Snowbird is a tough mountain, but this is ridiculous. It felt like every trail was a steep chute or littered with tree wells. How is anyone supposed to ride that? Not fun. That's their ad. And why would they do that? Well, if it's not obvious, it's because they're appealing to advanced people. They know who their market is. They know their market are people who want an advanced mountain. Obviously, this is going to turn off beginners, but they were never the kind of people they want there in the first place. So they're repelling the wrong people. And by virtue of repelling the wrong people, they're also attracting the right people. Okay, so this is the idea of anti-marketing. By strongly positioning who it's not for, you therefore attract who it is for. Now let's get how does this apply to books? How could you use this to promote your books this holiday season? Well, this is just one example I came up with as I was brainstorming this video. Is let's say you have a thriller book. Okay, so who would your thriller book be, or how might you describe it? It's, like heart-pounding action, or it's suspense and it's thrilling. So don't get this for your Uncle Joe who has a heart condition. Don't get this for your Uncle Joe who's on blood pressure medication. The heart-pounding action might be too much for him. It might shoot his blood pressure through the roof. He could have a heart attack, right? So you could use that same idea of like, who is this not for, right? Like, look, if your heart can't handle the thrills and the suspense of this, like you really don't, make sure you don't get it for Uncle Joe or whoever, right? In a book I'm working on right now on productivity, the idea, this is a shorter book on purpose. And I say in the introduction, like, this isn't for you if you want ultra comprehensive. If you want to go through all the scientific studies and me to explain how all of this works and give you a bunch of research and facts inside the book, this isn't for you. Look, you can go study that on your own. But if you want someone to just get right to the point and tell you exactly what to do so you can implement it right away, starting today, and you don't need all the theory, then this is for you. Now, that's not exactly how I word it, but that's the idea, right? If you want someone that just cuts out all the fluff and gets right to the point and says, this is what you need to do, this is the book for you. But if you want ultra comprehensive and you want a 700-page encyclopedia on all the science behind it, this isn't going to be the book for you, right? You see how this works? So to start implementing this, the question is, who is this not for? Now you can flip that and say who it's for, but you really want to get clear, who is this not for? Right? Regardless of what book you write, you can find who is not the audience for this. And then another way of looking at this is, who would this make a terrible gift for and why? And this will allow you to get creative. It'll allow you to have some fun, maybe incorporate a little tongue-in-cheek humor to it. And you can start to position your book as, who this is a terrible gift for this holiday season, and then use that to promote your book. Whether or not you come up with something or not, I still invite you to use this as a thought exercise, and you'll start to see how any perceived weakness in your book can actually become a strength. And if you're not sure if you have any 1-star reviews for your book, you might even use that, right? You might even use any 1-star reviews now as an asset, right? Just like this company did here, to promote your book and to use this anti-marketing. So love to know what your thoughts are. Feel free to comment or send me a reply on how you plan to use anti-marketing, not only during the holiday season, but anytime throughout the year, to actually differentiate yourself and have a little fun with your marketing. This is Derek Depker, Bestseller Secrets. Take care.